G'day guys, it's Jim and today we're talking about why you need to train Slayer in RuneScape 3. Now this video here again is aimed at beginners, new and returning players, so if you are very experienced in Slayer you probably know all this stuff, but if you are new, welcome and let's get into Slayer and what you need to know about it. So first, think of Slayer as if you are a hired contract hitman or hitwoman. Because that's essentially how it works. You find a Slayer Master and you get a contract to go and slay a certain number of monsters, and for that you will gain XP in Slayer. But not only that, Slayer is actually really good for training a number of other things. For example, if you're someone who is on an Iron Man account, you will find that Slayer is probably the best tool you can have to access a number of different items in the game a lot earlier than you would by training other skills such as herbs, potions, seeds, ores. It's really good for that sort of thing. Not only that, if you're a mainscaper, that means if you have access to the Grand Exchange, it's also a very good way to make money. I mean, that is in itself a major reason to train Slayer, is to get the money, but at the same time you're training all of your combat skills, unlocking new areas and fighting brand new monsters. It's a freaking awesome skill. And once you get 99, you get a Slayer cape that is able to teleport you around, especially to some harder to reach places such as Simona. So it's a quick teleport out to the desert. You can also go over to Karamja. This one teleports you right into Shiloh Village, another hard to get to place, or even Anachronia if you got 99, literally teleports you right outside Raksha's tomb. So that's the end game goal, is to get this cape for teleporting, especially if you do something like Clue Scrolls. So to get started training Slayer, you need to access a Slayer Master. If you want to look what ones you can access, you can go to the Slayer guide by clicking the skill and then going into the Masters tab where you can see all of the Masters. These are usually locked out via combat level. Now, the better the Master, the better the monsters that they give you, and usually the better XP and money. So simply talk to the Slayer Master and then you can get a task. Now, I already have one, so we're going to go and do this task. If you guys have seen my invention why you need to train it video, you guys would have learned about perks. Perks are used on your weapons and armor to enhance your experience and damage per second. Now, one of these perks that I have on my weapon here is called Genocidal. Let's have a look at it. So this perk here, Genocidal, deals up to 7% extra damage to your current Slayer target proportional to the progress through the task. So depending on how far through the task I am, I will deal extra damage up to 7%. That is a huge damage increase over the course of the Slayer task. So if you have Invention unlocked and you're training Slayer, get Genocidal on your weapon. When training Slayer, sometimes you get into really remote locations, so you want to stay there as long as possible, and we have a couple of items to help us do that. They are Herbicide, Seedicide, a Gem Bag, Magic Dope Paper, and a Spring Cleaner. I suggest you go to the wiki and look all of these up because they are very useful items. First is Herbicide. Now, Herbicide, basically, rather than dropping herbs, you can actually burn the herbs so that they don't drop, and you'll get 2 times the cleaning experience. So you're getting experience at the rate of sacrificing the herb. Now, if you don't want to do this and you want to keep the herbs, you can upgrade this at the farmer's market into a herb collector, and instead of burning the herbs, it will store the herbs. So it's a way to make even more money. And as you can see, some of these herbs are worth a lot of money, such as Dwarfweed, Quarms, Mariantals. There's a lot of good money making herbs that you get through Slayer, and this is a way to keep all of them without using up all your inventory space. Seedicide is the exact same thing, but for seeds, and once again, if you upgrade the Seedicide, you can also use this to keep seeds rather than burning seeds, but the basic version will still burn the seeds and you get the XP for it. Once again, it's all about prolonging how long you can stay at a spot without needing to bank. So Herbicide and Seedicide on the base level will burn herbs and seeds and turn that into XP. If you upgrade both of these at the farmer's market from player-owned farms, you can collect seeds and collect herbs. The next one is the Gem Bag, and mine is upgraded so that I can hold more. But a Gem Bag is for all of your rare gems that fall on the ground. You can actually store them inside the Gem Bag, again, taking up 1 inventory slot to hold heaps of gems rather than a full inventory of gems throughout the Slayer task. Magic Note Paper allows you to note certain items. As you can see here, I have noted dragon bones. So for the dragon's task that I currently have, I've started noting the bones. Yes, you do lose some profit from doing this, but if the item you're noting cost more than the notes themselves, you're still making money. So for example, this Magic Note Paper cost me 1000 GP, the dragon bones sell for 1700 GP, I've still made 700 GP per bone. And then lastly, we have the Spring Cleaner. Now this is an invention item. So in invention, we can create the Spring Cleaner, which uses springs as its charge. You can also make more charges through invention by making more springs. In the salvage section, we can go through here and we can see that all of the gold options is what it's going to high out and turn into gold. The green is what it's going to disassemble and turn into parts. Now, why are we using all of these ones as green? Because these ones aren't worth wasting a spring on. It's not cost effective. The gold, however, is cost effective, so we're going to turn this into GP rather than breaking it down into parts. Each time it does this, it will consume a spring. So if you've ever had springs from Treasure Hunter and you're wondering what the heck they actually are for the Spring Cleaner. These items here ensure that you can stay at a Slayer location as long as possible. It's very, very good to invest in all of these items. But one of the coolest things that the Slayer Masters can do is that they can actually give you the option to equip some of these so it takes up no inventory space whatsoever. Find a Slayer Master, right click them and go to the rewards section. In Learn, you can actually learn how to put a couple of things on your tool belt. So you can learn how to put your Bone Crusher, your Herbicide, your Seedicide, your Charming Imp, and your Gold Accumulator all onto your tool belt so that you never have to carry it with you again, and they're automatically there, saving you more inventory slots. Again, just one of the extra reasons why Slayer is awesome. Not only that, Slayer is a skill that you can do with your friends through Co-op Slayer, and for doing Co-op Slayer, you can get co-op points which you can get for using pets. And some of these rewards are pretty cool, like the ability to use food on your partner and the ability for them to gain half of your potion effects. Slayer is incredibly useful for invention as well, because you'll eventually get the ability to make Slayer rings, and they are one of the best ways to get precious components, which is quite an expensive thing to get if you don't have the Slayer gems unlocked. So here we are at my Slayer task, and this one's a pretty average task to be fair. So let's see how much money this task would make me. Now I was assigned 30 Mithril Dragons. Let's see what these guys drop, and then we'll work out how much we make. There we go, so our dragons passed, and now we have the bones, and we also hire our 2400 coins plus the bones here. So that is about 5k. So if we say that we get on average around 3000 per dragon, this quick and easy Slayer task made me around 90,000 GP, which obviously if you do this by however many Slayer tasks you actually get over the course of 1 to 99, it's really going to add up, and it's going to be very useful for if you guys wanted to get 99 Herblore, Crafting, or Prayer, which is quite expensive 99s. And trust me, this is not one of the best Slayer tasks for money. This one's just pretty average. There is a lot better than this. Speaking of dragons, you can actually do a bunch of boss tasks rather than the normal task when you're doing Slayer. So if you are someone who enjoys doing a bit of PVM or even wants to learn PVM, Slayer is a great way to do this. For example, if you have a Black Dragon task, you can do Veracliff from Elite Dungeons 2, you can do Queen Black Dragon or King Black Dragon. If you have a Gemstone Dragon task, you could do Blackstone Dragon from Elite Dungeons 2. Avianties, you can do Kriara. Greater Demons, you can do Krill. So there's heaps of cool bosses that substitute for Slayer task. And if you do want to get into Slayer, make sure you complete the quest Smoking Kills. This quest will give you double Slayer points upon completion of the task. Here's some examples of some good money-making tasks relative to their level. Banshees are only Slayer level 15 and drop a bunch of herbs. Fire Watchers are only level 31 and are great for prayer as well as fire making XP. You unlock Kilowatts at level 37 and they're like an upgraded Banshee, dropping a lot of herbs. Unfortunately, mutated Zygomites are quite annoying to kill, but once again, this is a great task at level 57 for even more herbs and seeds. And then at level 60, you get one of my most favorite Slayer tasks, which is the Aberrant Spectre. These things are the god of dropping herbs, noted for you, so it's easy to stay there for a long period of time. And just to rapid fire a couple more off, we've got any of the dragons, we've got Abbey demons, anything from the Polypore dungeon, Dark Beast, just to name a few more. And if you feel like you want something more challenging, we can go to the Draenor Lodestone, or if you have the Walls Retreat, you can use that as well. Just behind the Lodestone here, we're going to click Death's Hourglass, which will take us to Death's office. Now, what we're going to do in here is we're going to talk to Death, and Death is going to give us what is known as a Reaper Slayer task. These are special Slayer tasks that you can do per day, and it will give you points to use in his store. So you can see his store with the rewards here, and we can get aura refreshes, incomplete Hydrixes. There's a lot of really good stuff in here, especially for the unlocks of the Majorat aura, the Reaper's Choice, so that you can choose whichever one that you want. The Rainbow Loop Beam, there's a lot of cosmetics in here. So there's really, really good rewards from him. But what we want to do is we want to right click and we want to get a task. And what he will do is he will assign us a boss task. So we have got 4 souls from Raksha. Can I trust you with this task? I would like a different assignment because I don't feel like doing Raksha. Be patient with you. Do you want to create a new one? Yes, give me a new one. Now we have 5 souls from Nex. So yes, I can do this task. Beautiful. We can now do 5 Nex and get ourselves some Reaper points as well as some Slayer XP. This is called Reaper Slayer. And again, I only recommend doing the Reaper task if you have a high enough level to do most of the bosses in Gielinor, as you could be assigned a random one that you might not be able to complete. And there you go, guys. That is why you need to train Slayer in RuneScape 3. You're going to train all your combat stats, you're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to make your RuneScape life a little bit easier with some of the unlocks that you can receive from Slayer as well. You'll unlock new areas as well as fight new monsters to basically not get bored with the combat system and enjoy your time in the game. So if you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, subscribe for some more RuneScape content. My name is Jim, and I'll freaking see you later.